Let's learn the topic SQL in 20 minutes, where I'll be explaining about the essential topics about SQL. Now, why is this SQL so important? It has been a standard in relational databases over half a century. Even so, it's still the most important language for handling and using data. Without SQL, almost no meaningful online servers could exist, from bank to email. Programming languages such as Python, Java, C, C++, etc. are gaining and losing popularity depending on the market situation. Despite the passage of years, SQL still has an unthreatened position of the leader. It is not the matter whether you create Android or iOS application, whether you are a DBA or maybe you analyze business data. SQL will definitely be useful. Having extensive knowledge of SQL is a key aspect for any company. For any of the technical profiles, whether they are data analysts, data scientists, data engineers, or developers. Therefore, SQL is a language that's used to communicate with the database. SQL is structured query language. It has a predefined structure which you can't deviate from. Certain keywords like select, from, where, group by, having, etc. are predefined keywords of SQL. If you need a thorough knowledge about SQL, you need to have an overview of a database management system. So I recommend you to watch my previous video, Database in 20 minutes, the details of which I'll be giving it in my channel. Next, I'll be telling you what are the topics I'll be covering up in this session. The first is Introduction to SQL, the different command types in SQL, then different data types in SQL, SQL architecture, relational database management system, the different operators in SQL, and finally, we'll learn about SQL expressions, some examples, and we'll go on to the summary part. Now let's move on to Introduction to SQL. An SQL is a software tool used to develop the queries using simple English. It was originally developed by D. Chamberlain at IBM Sanjos Research Lab in 1970. An SQL is the acronym of Structured Query Language. It's also called SQL. It is one of the database language originally developed for DB2 of IBM's RDBMS product. Now, it's used in many DBMS packages based on relational model of data. The data can be accessed in groups effectively by using the SQL commands. It allows database definition, data manipulation, transaction control, and data control for relational databases. These features provides the language framework. As the data is stored in databases, it can be accessed through command line procedure easily. It's also possible to access the database through other languages such as C++, Java, etc. All relational database management systems like MySQL, MS Access, Oracle, Sybase, Informix, and SQL Server use SQL as standard database language. The different dialects of SQL are MS SQL Server using TSQL, Oracle using PLSQL, MS Access version of SQL is called JetSQL, etc. Now let's learn about the SQL commands. Before I explain about the commands, I'll tell you why it is required. In earlier times, traditional way of recording data using pages and files were used. It was more time consuming and a lot of files were used to store data in any organization. But as we changed to electronic data processing, machines took over to help us manage data efficiently. The entire process, which took place manually, was now done by a machine with high speed, and at the same time accuracy was maintained. Large volumes of data was processed. It was a 24/7 data processing. Data could also be transferred as soft copy, and the overall cost was low. As you can experience how the online transactions are going on within seconds, how the e-com sites are catering you with wide variety of products, how banks are working efficiently, etc. Electronic data processing should be directed by commands. Because data is stored in a database, creating, manipulating, storing, and retrieving data and all other operations need some commands which the machine can understand. Here we need the help of SQL to help us do all the operations on data. As the types of operations vary, it can be broadly divided into 5 types of commands. Now let's learn the different commands of SQL. The first command is data definition language commands. The second type of commands are data manipulation language commands. The third is data control language commands. Fourth is transaction control language commands. And the fifth one is data query language commands. Data definition language commands. This includes create, drop, alter, etc. These commands are used to define the database schema, alter the database schema, and drop the database schema. Schema, the sense is the structure of the database. The second is data manipulation language commands, which includes insert, update, and delete. These commands are used to manipulate or access the data of a database. Next is data control language commands. These commands, they are used to provide a security to the data in a database. For example, grant and revoke. The next one is the transaction control language commands. These controls the transaction in a database. It makes the changes permanent or cancels the changes without affecting the data. And the last one is data query language commands, which includes select. About DDL or data definition language. The commands which are used to define the database schema, I told you, alter the database schema and drop the schema. What is the schema? That is the structure of your database. Before you enter data into a database, the structure has to be created. That is called defining the database schema. Once the database schema is ready, then you can input records into the schema. Then alter the database schema. What is this alteration? Change the structure of the database schema is by the command alter. If new columns are added, then you have to alter the database schema, and if the schema is not required, you have to drop the schema. So this is done by the data definition language by create, alter, and drop. Create command is used to define the database schema. Alter command is used to change the structure of the database schema, and drop command is used to delete the database schema. The main functions of these are it defines the schema and subschema of a database. It provides physical and logical data independence. What is this data independence? I have explained about the physical data independence in my previous video on database in 20 minutes. I think you have to go through this and find out what is it. It provides security and avoids the unwanted data by using constraints. The DDL commands also defines the key attributes for systematic handling of data. It creates mapping for relevant association between records or fields. These commands defines the physical characteristics of each field like field name, data type, field length, relationships among the records, etc. I think now you have learned about data definition language. Next, we are going to data manipulation language. What is this data manipulation? Once the database is created, you have to input records into the database. You have to update it or delete it. Okay, so these are the manipulation functions which you are going to conduct. The commands are used to manipulate or access the data of a database. Its main functions are: it facilitates the database operators such as insertion, selection, deletion, updation, etc. It handles the group of related records efficiently. It can also be used through programming languages. Modification of data is possible through views and reports. Data can be selected for access according to the need of the user. So this includes the data manipulation language commands. Now let's move on to the next type of commands, that is data control language commands. How to control the data. These commands are used to provide security to the data in a database, allowing permission for the user and withdraw the permission from the user to access the database. For example, grant and revoke. Actually, what does this grant do? Grant command allows permission for the user and revoke withdraws the permission. The next type of command is transaction control language command. These commands control the transaction in a database system. That is, it makes the changes permanent or cancels the changes without affecting the data. For example, commit and rollback. What does this commit do? It makes the changes permanent, whereas the rollback cancels the changes without affecting the data. We have one more command called save point. This is a point in a transaction in which you can roll the transaction back to a certain point without rolling back the entire transaction. Data query language commands are used for performing queries on the data within the schema objects. The DQL commands are used to get the schema relation based on the query passed to it. Example, select command. This command was already included in data manipulation language commands, but now it's included in the data query language commands. Now let's move on to the SQL data types. If a language supports more number of data types, data can be handled effectively as per the requirements. Now let's look on to the list of data types here. The first one is the numeric type of data, which includes int and float. The character string, which includes character and variable character. Unicode character string. Then the binary type of data, date and time type of data, and the miscellaneous. Moving to the numeric type of data, what it includes is, it is the first one, which is number. It's used for both integer and real numbers. That is, it includes a decimal value. For first example for number is the total marks. Total marks number 3 includes all the total marks which we take. It's a 3-digit number. Then percentage number 5,2 in brackets. This shows that a 5-digit number with 2 decimal values will be included. For example, 75.50. This is a 5-digit number. 75.50. The decimal is also included as a digit. And the 2 precision, that is the 2 decimal points are given here. That is 5,2. The integer type, it is also used for integer numerical. For example, this is a purely number, integer, and not a real part. Age int 3. That means age cannot be a decimal point. Age includes only just the value 13 or 25 will be shown here. The next one is the decimal or float. It is used for only float numerical. That is, price decimal 6,2 includes 6-digit number with 2 decimal point. The next one is the binary or boolean type, that is byte or yes or no. It's used to handle the logical data, a variable which holds true or false as its domain values. Example, the fees paid. Whether fees is paid or not, yes or no. So here there's only two values, yes or no answers will be there. Then the next part or the last part is the date and the time type. It's used for date type of data, which is will be the format will be like DDMMYY. That is date, month, and year. Example of that is date of birth, DOB date, and the time used for time type of data. The components are hour, minutes, and seconds. The list is given here. Next is the character type of data. It's used for character or text data. For example, fields like name, address are stored in this type of field. Char, it can store up to 255 characters, which includes alphabets, numbers, special symbols. Example, name char 20. This means name is a character type which can contain 20 characters, maximum 20 characters. So why is this character type includes numbers, alphabets, and special symbols? For example, phone numbers. Here numerical means which is used for a calculation, whereas this phone numbers, pin codes, these are included in the character type of data. Next is varchar or varchar2. It's used for variable length alphanumeric data. In this field, size is compressed automatically as per the data size. For example, name varchar 20 and name given is Ramu. Then the field size is reduced to 4 characters automatically. The SQL architecture. An actual execution of SQL commands take place at the SQL server. The functions of the relational engine components which are described in the chart here. The first point is the SQL query. The next is a query language processor. Then the parser and optimizer, DBMS engine, file manager and transaction manager, and finally the physical database where you store it. The first one is the SQL query. It's a high-level language command to obtain the result from the SQL server. The second is the query language processor or the query executor. This executes the queries one by one with the help of the execution plan, and the storage engine will be used for it. Then you have the query parser and the compiler. It checks the syntax of queries and converts the query into the machine language. The compiler's main work is conversion of these queries into the machine language. Then RDBMS. RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. It's a basis for SQL and for all other modern database systems like MS SQL Server, IBM DB2, Oracle, MySQL, and Sybase. A relational database uses relation as database objects. Relation is a collection of attributes and tuples or a combination of attributes and tuples. As a table is a collection of rows and columns, the relation is a collection of tuples and attributes. Now you would have come to know that tuples resembles rows and attributes resembles columns. A relation is compared to a table where the rows are named as tuples and the columns are named as attributes. Now let's learn about attributes in a relation. Like columns in a table, we have attributes in a relation. That is the vertical arrangement of data in a table. Vertical arrangement of data in a relation are called attributes. That is, a group of characters which form an entity is called as an attribute. Here in this relation, the attributes are code, name, department, designation, and salary. Moving on to the tuples in a relation. A tuple is a group of attribute values. That is the horizontal arrangement of data in a table. That is horizontal arrangement of data in a relation. Relation is a combination of attributes and tuples, and table is a relation of columns and rows. So a tuple is a group of attribute values considered as a horizontal entity in a relation. Here, for example, again the horizontal data, let's take the code 101, name Amok, department admin, designation manager, salary 36,000. This is a tuple in a relation. Now, can we move on to the operators? What are these operators? It's a symbol used to perform an operation. Actually, an operator is used to perform operation using an operand. For example, 2 plus 2 equal to 4. Here, this is an operation. Here, this 2 and 2 which we are going to add are called as operands, and plus and equal to will be the operators. In SQL, operations are performed on relations. The operations may extract the data from the relation and may create the new relation. The different operators in SQL are arithmetic operators, relational operators, and logical operators. Now the first point is arithmetic operators. List of arithmetic operators are given in the table here. The main operators are plus for addition, minus for subtraction, asterisk for multiplication, forward slash for division, and percentage for modulus or remainder. When you take the first one plus, it will sum. If you take a is equal to 4 and b is equal to 2, the sum is equal to a plus b. That's equal to 4 plus 2 is 6. For difference, minus, if a is equal to 4 and b is equal to 2, difference a minus b will be 2. So the difference is 2. For multiplication or asterisk, if a is equal to 4 and b is equal to 2, product a into b is equal to 8. 4 into 2 is 8. Forward slash for quotient. If a is 4 and b is 2, quotient is a divided by b, that is 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 is the quotient. Percentage for remainder. If a is 4 and b is 2, for example, let's take a is 5 and b is 2, the remainder will be a percentage b is equal to 5 percentage 2, that is equal to 1. That is 5 divided, why I did not take 4 is remainder of 4 divided by 2 will be 0. Okay, so let's take 5. 5 percentage 2 is 5 divided by 2. 2 2s are 4. Remainder is 1. To the relational operators. The main relational operators are equal to for comparison, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or not equal to. The relational operators checks the relationship between two operands and gives a boolean value as the result. Let's take an example. If x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 2, and if the relational operator is equal to, that is the double equal to sign comparison operator. If x equal to y, it gives false because x is not equal to y. Comparatively, when you compare, it is not equal to. 5 is not equal to 2. Next is less than. If x less than y, gives false as a boolean value, as x is not less than y. Less than or equal to. If x less than or equal to y, gives false as result, as x is not less than or not equal to y. Greater than. If x is greater than y, gives true because 5 is greater than 2. Greater than or equal to. If x is greater than or equal to y, gives true. As a result, x is greater than y. Okay, that particular condition satisfies. Not equal to. Is x not equal to y, again gives true because 5 is not equal to y. So this way we compare the using the relational operators. Next is the list of logical operators. Logical operators are used to specify condition in the structured query language statement. Now let's give explanation to each logical operator. The first one is all. The all operator is used to compare a value to all the values in another value set. I'll be giving examples of each later. AND operator. The AND operator allows the existence of multiple conditions in an SQL statement's where clause. Any operator. Any operator is used to compare a value to any applicable value in the list according to the condition. Between operator. The between operator is used to search for values that are within a set of values given the minimum value and the maximum value. It should be between these two values given. Exist. Exist operator is used to search for the presence of a row in a specified table that meets certain criteria. In. The in operator is used to compare a value to a list of literal values that have been specified. Like. The like operator is used to compare a value to similar values using wildcard operators. Not. The not operator reverses the meaning of the logical operator with which it is used. For example, not exist, not between, not in, etc. This is a negate operator. Or. The OR operator is used to combine multiple conditions in an SQL statement's where clause. Is null. The null operator is used to compare a value with a null value. Unique. The unique operator searches every row of a specified table for uniqueness. There should not be any duplicates. These are the logical operators, and some examples of these will be giving in the examples which are given. Move on to the examples of the DDL commands. The different DDL commands are create, alter, drop. What does this create command do? It creates a table student with the following fields like register number, numeric, 5 is the maximum, and here they have given not null and primary key. What does this not null do? Specify that it does not have any null values, and this will be the primary key. The next field is name, which is of varchar, that is variable character, maximum 20. COMB is the combination which the student takes, maximum 5, and the marks numeric 3. Check the marks. Marks should be greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 100. So this is the syntax given here, which is shown in the slide, and the values are input register number 101, 102. It can have within 5 characters. Name varchar 20. It can have maximum 20. And the combination can be PCMC, PCMB, or PCME. Okay. Then the second command for create is create view. You can create a view from the current table. It is create view file name as select column 1, column 2 from student. If you can make any number of views from the current table which you have used using the create command. It creates a virtual table as per the requirement of the user. That's a virtual table, means not physical table. The physical table is created by create table XYZ. Okay. Next, we have the examples of the DML and the DQL commands. What is DML? Data manipulation language. You are going to manipulate the data with this command. So that examples are insert, update, delete, which comes under DML, and select in the DQL commands. The syntax goes like this. To list the whole data from a table student, what we have to do is select star from student. To list the selective fields, that means if you want to select only particular fields, you have to give select register number, name, whichever you want from the student, semicolon. To list all the records according to a condition. For example, you have register number, all the records with register numbers 101. So select star from student where register number is 101. Now the syntax of insert, update and delete in DML commands. The insert command inserts new rows into the table. Insert into student, values, open bracket, according to the columns you are going to give with commas, close bracket, semicolon. The update command. The updates command will update, modify, help you to modify the table, records in the table. Update student, set marks is equal to marks plus 5, where combination is PCMC. So here what does it do? For the combination PCMC, you are going to change the marks as marks plus 5. You are going to give 5 marks extra to all the students. Next is delete command. Delete command deletes or removes the record from the table. Delete from student where register number is equal to 102. That means the student with register number 102 will be removed from the table. Like clause, it's used to compare a value with similar values using wildcard operators. The percent, that sign represents all characters, whereas underscore represents a single character. Now to display the details of all the students whose marks starts with 7. So how will you give? Select start from student where marks like 7%. That means the percent represents many number of characters. Next one is to display all the names ending with SHA. Okay, Shasha. SQL. The select star from student where name equal to single quote open dash percent SHA close single quote semicolon. So this ends, it will display all the names which ends with SHA. To display the top 3 records from a table. First 3 records. Select top 3 star from student, semicolon. So these are the commands in SQL. The by clause will help you to sort the particular table either in ascending or descending order. A select star from student order by name. If you just give name, that means it is in the ascending order. If you want to give in the descending order, add DESC at the end. That is select star from student order by marks DESC. The next one is group by clause. Here it is used to arrange identical data into groups. Select star from student, group by combination, order by name. So here we have both the command, that is group by and order by name and group by combination. That is group PCMC should be in one group. So this displays student data arranged in ascending order of the name and grouped by combination. Command which we are learning is the alter table command. Here this allows you to alter the table itself. The schema should be changed. Alter table name. For example, you're going to add a new table name, that is a field into your table, that is result. So alter table student and result varchar 15. This command adds a new column result to the existing table student. Same way, drop the table means it will be, the whole table will be removed. Drop table command. This command removes a table along with the data. For example, which we have the open table is student. So we are going to drop it, drop table student. About data integrity. What is this data integrity, the purity of data? Entity integrity, there should not be duplicate rows in a table. Domain integrity, it enforces valid entries for a range of values or a group of values which is taken, and they should see that it enforces valid entries. Next is referential integrity. The rows which are used by other records cannot be deleted, so that is referential. User defined integrity, the rules that do not fall into entity, domain or retention integrity is called as user friendly integrity. Next is data control language, which includes grant and revoke. The grant command is used to provide access or privileges on the database objects to the different privileges are given to the users. Grant select on student to user 1, and revoke command is used to remove the access or privileges from the database objects. Same way, revoke select on student from user 1, that means it removes the access or privileges from the database objects. Next is transaction control language. These commands are used for controlling of transactions. That is commit command. The commit command is used to save changes invoked by a transaction. Next is the rollback. It is used to undo the transaction that have not already been saved. Select star from student, select rollback. If you do that, it will go back. The changes will be rolled back. Okay, SQL built-in functions for example, average, count, all these will be learning next. That is arithmetic functions. AVG, open close bracket function, it calculates the average of specified column with or without condition. Example is select AVG of the marks, average marks from student. This calculates the average of that specified column. Next is count. It returns the number of rows that matches a specified criteria. Select count marks from student. SQL count star, it returns the number of records in a table. Then SQL max open close bracket returns the largest value of the selected columns. And select min marks from student, which returns the lowest value of the selected columns. SQL sum function returns the total sum of a numeric column, and sum, for example, the command is select sum marks as total marks from student. And round function, it will round a numeric field to the number of decimals specified. What you'll be learning is the text functions. That is upper function, it will convert lowercase to uppercase. The syntax is select upper open bracket name from student. Lower function converts uppercase to lowercase. Select lower of name from student. Mid function, this function extracts characters from a field. It will extract the characters, and length within the string is, it will return the length of the string. Okay. At the end of the session, now let's see what all we had learned. We went to the introduction, the SQL different command types, SQL data types, then the architecture, relational database management system, the different operators in SQL, and the SQL expressions and different examples which we had learned here. Comes to the end of the basic topics in SQL. Other advanced commands and topics I'll be giving in the next session.